Time to take a look at some bets for the beasts in the East of the NBA. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Kyle Wood. And Kyle, we'll focus on two teams in particular, the Bucks and the Nets, who played in a classic series last season. Of course, Milwaukee, the defending champs, and at plus 275. I got to like that number.
I do too, and they actually just recently leapt the Nets to be the favorites to come out of the East, and also to have the best odds of an Eastern Conference team to win it all, same way that they did, just like you mentioned last year, they were the Finals champions. And you might be asking what changed. Well, Brook Lopez is back in the lineup for Milwaukee, and now the Nets are locked into a play-in game. So the Nets, with Kyrie Irving fully available now and a healthy Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, his status sort of remains to be determined. He's out for the rest of the regular season and the play-in game. But the Nets will be playing at least one play-in game for their right to get into the postseason, and they're 2 losses away from joining the Lakers. Two of the teams with the best preseason odds to win it all, missing the playoffs entirely. I do not think that will happen, but the Nets really are sort of locked into this playing game, which is sort of why you might be seeing this change in the odds and the Bucks taking this leap as a front runners in the East, in the eyes of the odds makers right now.
Well, I think until proven otherwise, the Bucks have to be the favorites. But the Nets still at plus 320, and I realize that's because they started as the favorites. But as you mentioned, they are in a precarious position. What I find interesting is this is a team that I feel like, the play-in, they're more vulnerable there than maybe in a series, because beating them once or twice, depending on, them losing twice, that is, depending on if they're 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, is different than beating KD and Kyrie 4 times out of 7.
I certainly agree. I think that a team like the Hawks could give the Nets a run for their money in a one-game playoff, or even a Cavaliers team with that great defense if Mobley and Allen are healthy just for a one game. So I totally agree that they may be vulnerable in that one game playoff play-in setting versus like you said, beating them 4 times out of 7. That might be tougher, but it seems like those top teams in the East might be scared of playing like a 7th or 8th seed Nets team, but the Nets do not have a great record against the Heat, against the Bucks, against the Celtics, against any of those top seeded teams. And of course, that's with the caveat of Kevin Durant missing so much time and Kyrie Irving being unavailable for so much of the season.
Yeah, the playoffs are a little bit of a different animal, and I don't think in the first round anyone wants to see those two guys across from them on the court.